Mr. Hauer, thanks for taking time out today to speak to HeyUGuys, really appreciate it. First question I wanted to ask, how did the script for Hobo come into your kind of your way?
My agent said there was a script with basically no money and no story, and I sort of jokingly said, well, ask for more money and then we'll see. And then they came back, met with an offer, and I had read the script and I thought, I just didn't know what to think of the script. But I thought, maybe I should talk to the director and see what he had to say about it. And we got on Skype from Cape Town, which is a miracle in itself, because most of the time, it's a bit better now, but it's really hard. And what is nice about it is if Skype hadn't been performing that one day where I decided in like 10 seconds that I should work with this guy, I wouldn't have done the film, you know, it wouldn't have been possible. And I love that. I love that about, you know, the new media that bring things so close to home. And but you know, we talked on Skype, and I thought, you know, we're fine, and we talked about, you know, our love for the ocean, and we talked about an hour, and then finally I said, you know, well, what about this over the shotgun, because it's flat, it doesn't really, I don't really see the character, and I see that there are a few things missing, I think. And I'm trying to remember what the ending was of the movie. Oh yeah, they had such a bad ending. They had such a bad ending. The ending of this movie, as it was in the script, was like a fake ending. He gets shot, and then there's another place, like a paradise or something, where, you know, suddenly they wake up, and it's like a love story. And I go, what the fuck is this, you know? And Jason and the producer are saying, yeah, we could, you know, we need maybe I said, no, it's bullshit. Yeah, all right. Anyway, we all agreed exactly, basically, on what was needed and what was wrong. And I said, okay, I'm coming. And then when I finished the work in Cape Town, I flew to Holland, then I flew to LA, then I flew to Halifax. And I got there like a week later, not knowing where the hell I was. And then we started to kind of, you know, zoom in on the character. I think we had about a week to kind of prepare for it. And I met Molly a few times, talked to her about, you know, what she felt, where we could go, and she was like, I felt an enormous power immediately from her. So I felt that the film was more about the hobo and her rather than the hobo and everybody else. And that was nice. And I'm completely happy, you know, how she, when we had the reading the first day, you know, readings of screenplays are terrible because nobody really knows where they're going. And Molly's read, you know, was so fucking strong and passionate. And she she had to see one of the biggest scenes, like in the first few days. And I heard her, I went, this is gonna be great, you know. So, because, you know, it's an important part where it's sort of like a parking lot. You know, the story is like completely crazy, and then, you know, they find each other by accident, and he gets hurt, and he picks him up, and he's like in this, you know, this apartment going, geez, you know, this is nice here. What do you do for a living? And, oh, you fuck for a living. Oh, okay. Wow, okay. Do you do it here? You know, he's like, maybe not in the right place, but they developed this sort of like a feeling of kinship. And that's delicate, you know, to make that work in this piece. But it's like a parking lot. You go in and out and in and out, and there's no time for anything most of the time. The story goes boom, boom, boom. So, and that was nice.
It's a nice kind of, it's a nice counterbalance to the sort of the violence and the gore.
It is, but you get a softer voice, and you get the real people because you're in the room with them. You're not like in the Cirque du Soleil of this, you know, of fuckdown. And I found a way of saying for the character, if he's in a cave or in a hole somewhere, he can sort of say different things. But the moment you get out in the open, it's a war zone, and you know, you get that face, you know, and you start talking like this, goddamn. It's weird. It's weird. Very funny.
Were you aware of the kind of the films that the director was paying homage to?
No, I had no clue what he was talking about. He showed me a few things that he felt I needed to see, and he talked me through, you know, what he wanted. And I knew I was going to get it with him. And I just, you know, it's like immediate connection, basically. And I've been part of that sort of work before, and there's nothing like it, and you shouldn't hesitate, you know. You don't need anything to make a decision like that. You just go for it.
I mean, do you prefer that kind of, that down and dirty sort of film into the more sort of polished work, you know?
I hate polished work. I like raw work, and I like it. I like the imperfections, you know, in filmmaking. I like the artificials of filmmaking. I like the fact that we just walk in and out of these crazy stories, and you know, don't even change makeup. I love the audience that watches this film is not looking at. It doesn't need to be true. It needs to be different. And every film to me has, the film that I like in most films that I do is the film that is, when you look through the pixels, what you see on screen is not the film for me. The film, if it is there, is outside the frame. And it's in your head as a viewer. It's not my movie, it's yours. You know, it's like a real, I give you this, what do you think it is? You know?
Yeah.
And I like that. I think it's fascinating that, you know, we're so, in a way, we're so focused on what we can frame that it almost gets in the way. It's like a commercial of an idea is getting in the way of the idea or the feeling. And I like the raw filmmaking. And I like it to, I like to feel everything, you know. I like to feel the camera move, and I like people's sense of humor. And I don't, it doesn't work for everything, but this whole dolly, you know, to make it more interesting, or a camera guy going like this to make it more interesting, you know, that's bullshit. Sorry. There's a reality that we can find in each film, and it's not this reality, and it's not that one. Film escapes reality, literally. And if it becomes anything, it becomes new reality that you can live with. And that sort of grows on you, and then you can take it home, you can trash it, it's fine. I'm lecturing.
That's great.
But it's fascinating, you know, it's what fascinates me about film, because I feel film is such a materialized, it's sort of a visual materialized medium where what you really want to tell is outside the frame. And it's sort of like you're trying to make a story fly by using frames, just like like poets use poetry, or painters, you know, use certain colors and brushes. But that's not what they're trying to tell you. And this is not what I'm trying to tell you either. What I tell you is in the subtext and in the other pixels.
It really is. Listen, Mr. Howard, thank you very much for
Okay.
your time today.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right.
That's great.
You're welcome.
Lovely.
Okay.